The hotel room was draped in shadows, the air heavy with the scent of old dust and peeling wallpaper. Paul Brandon stood there, his expensive suit a sharp, jarring contrast to the decay around him. He moved with a practiced grace, pulling a stack of bills from his pocket. $1,000, Sam, he said, his voice as smooth as silk and entirely devoid of warmth. Take it. Consider it a gift for your cooperation. Sam didn't move. His knuckles turned bone white as he gripped the iron bed frame, his heart hammering against his ribs. He thought of his 30-year career, the sweat, the integrity, the long nights. 30 years, Sam whispered, his voice gaining strength. I have spent 3 decades building a reputation, and you come here to treat me like a common beggar? He stood tall, his eyes burning. I don't want your money. I want an apology from your mysterious employer. I want respect. Brandon narrowed his eyes, a veiled threat dancing in his cold gaze. Don't be a fool, Sam. Take the cash and let this go before things get complicated. Sam didn't hesitate. He pointed a trembling finger toward the door. Get out! If you don't leave this second, I am calling the embassy to report an illegal entry. I am done talking to you. Brandon stared him down for a long beat, then turned, leaving with a final icy warning that hung in the air like a winter frost. The night that followed was a blur of restless motion. The coin sat on the nightstand, its presence feeling heavier than its physical weight. Sam watched the shadows crawl across the ceiling, wondering why this small piece of metal had attracted such high-stakes interest. By Friday morning, the sun began to bleed through the curtains, though it brought little warmth to the room. Sam picked up the coin again, his thumb tracing the worn letters WES. What did they mean? Was it a name, a place, or something far more ancient? He checked his laptop, hoping for a breakthrough, but the inbox remained stubbornly empty. No one was coming to explain this. No one was going to help. Feeling the walls closing in, he shoved the coin into his pocket and stepped out into the crisp morning air of Florence. He needed to move, to lose himself in the labyrinth of the city. He walked without a map, letting the cobblestones lead him. The city was waking up, the sound of espresso machines and distant Vespas filling the air. Yet Sam felt like he was walking through a dream, disconnected from the world around him, searching for a truth that remained just out of reach. He found himself in the shadow of the Duomo, the massive dome reaching toward the heavens like a silent giant. He looked up at the gnomon, a testament to the precision of the ancients, and felt a sudden chill. Inside the baptistry, the world went quiet. He stood over the intricate zodiac mosaic, the weight of the universe seemingly pressing up through the soles of his feet. This city was built on secrets, on layers of history and blood. But as he turned to leave, the peacefulness vanished. There, in a sun-drenched corner, stood a young man dressed entirely in black. The stranger wasn't looking at the art. He was looking at Sam. Sam quickened his pace, moving toward the Piazza della Signoria. He walked past the towering statues of the Medici, feeling their stone eyes following him. Every time he glanced back, the figure in black was there, moving with a rhythmic, predatory grace that mirrored Sam's own steps. He tried to tell himself it was paranoia, just a coincidence in a crowded city. He crossed the Ponte Vecchio as dusk began to settle over the Arno River. The water reflected the fading gold of the sky, shimmering with a beauty that felt almost painful. He was connected to this place, tied to its history by the metal in his pocket. As the last light of day vanished, Sam made his way back to the B&B. The beauty of the river and the ancient stones lingered in his mind, providing a brief, fragile sense of peace. He climbed the stairs, the wood creaking under his weight, his key ready in his hand. He pushed the door open, expecting the familiar sight of his small, cluttered room. But he stopped dead in the doorway, his breath catching in his throat. The room was exactly as he left it, except for one thing. Resting on the center of his unmade bed was a single, heavy envelope. It was cream-colored, thick, and expensive, looking entirely out of place against the cheap linens. There was no name on it, no return address. It sat there like a silent intruder, a message from the shadows he thought he had left behind in the street. The silence of the room grew deafening. Someone had been here. Someone knew exactly where he slept. Sam stood frozen, his hand still on the doorknob, staring at the envelope as the realization sank in. The game hadn't ended when Brandon left. It was only just beginning, and the stakes were higher than he ever could have imagined. The coin was no longer his only secret.